Hi, gun people. Man, these two guys are lucky. You just never know when you're fighting somebody. These guys they said loss prevention, so they probably work, catching people stealing things. They used to call them store detectives. Now they're called loss prevention. Some places have different policies on what they can do, whether they can use force. If somebody resists, let them go. These guys evidently walk for Walmart, and this guy's biting and getting aggressive. And let me tell you, these guys are freaking lucky. They're not dead. Let's take a look at this.
Get your hand behind your back. Get your hand behind your back. Don't you fucking bite me. Don't you fucking bite me. Dude, hand behind your back. Stop resisting.
Okay, so obviously these guys don't have very good training. They're just trying the hug and grab technique. He's an old person. He should be on the ground. He's fighting them. A lot of people say, can they do anything different than a cop? Look, when you're making a citizen's arrest, most states, you would have to know your own state law. Most states, you can use that force necessary to overcome any resistive force if you're making a lawful arrest. So this dude is under arrest. I don't know if they said citizen's arrest. I don't know if they, pulled a government pile and said it 10 times before the video started, whether they told him. They did identify themselves loss prevention. I don't know if they had a badge. It looks like this guy has a set of handcuffs on him right here. But I really want you to pay attention to failure to control the hands and watch this guy's hand go into his pocket and retrieve this stabbing instrument.
Stop resisting.
I mean, it's just clear as day. Because he's concentrating on the neck. He's got the bear hug. The hands are free. If this guy really had a real knife, he'd have killed both these guys easy. This guy is extremely lucky. He's not bleeding out of his kidney and dying right now. But these two guys definitely don't know about control those hands. Don't let those hands get weapons. The hands is what holds the weapons that killed you. Grabbing that neck, you may think you have control, but those hands is what will kill you.
Stop resisting. Loss prevention. Get your hand for loss prevention.
Not to mention, he's going around his neck. If he chokes him or hurts his trachea and guy ends up dying over a theft case, we're going to have issues. Now,
stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Here comes the knife.
Oh, shit.
And I mean, he gets this guy good. Let me tell you. I mean, I was just like, are you kidding me? If that had been a long blade knife, this dude's kidney would be out of commission.
Resisting.
Bam.
Stop. Shit.
Oh my God.
You.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now, this guy does not know, or he's not very smart, that this guy has a knife and they ought to disengage. So what's funny is both these guys are bigger, or maybe this guy's same size as this guy they're fighting is a skinny dude. But he's got the will to fight, and he's got the thought to reach in his pocket and grab a stabbing instrument and actually start stabbing these guys. If he'd have had a real knife instead of this dull, looked like a can opener, he could have done some real damage, and these guys didn't have a chance. Very, very risky. I say it all the time. If you get involved or you help somebody, when you get involved to help people, you may not know it, but you're risking your life because you just don't know. Even to stop and help somebody on the highway, you could get hit by a car. A drunk could hit you. That person could be wanted. They could carjack you. Helping people is just dangerous. And I know people will be like, well, you don't want to live in a society where nobody helps. You got to be smart about it. You got to be smart about where it's at, who you're helping, what they look like. Be a good evaluator on, is this person a righteous? Is this person hinky? Is this person going to be okay if I get involved? Do I really need to get involved? If I don't get involved, will someone else do it? Am I armed? I mean, there's all kind of questions. And these guys are obviously getting paid to catch shoplifters, so it's different for them. But before anybody wants to jump in and help these two guys, this guy pulls out a knife or gun and starts shooting.
Oh my God.
Yes. Follow me.
Oh my
To the
God.
ground. Knife's
Oh
clear.
my God.
Knife's clear. Knife's.
Okay, he's saying knife clear. The knife isn't clear. You're going to see the knife fall here. And he's saying the knife's clear. It's not clear.
Clear.
Now it's clear. Just fell.
Oh my God. Call the police. Someone call the police.
Call 911.
Good takedown. That probably cracked his head. Could have knocked him out. You know, is somebody going to say this is overuse of force? This guy's about to kick him in the head. Probably not. Not authorized for a cop. Will they charge him with this? Probably not. This guy tried to kill him and stab him. So this is called the heat of the battle. This is what cops get in trouble for doing because they're just human. It's natural when somebody tries to kill you that you're upset and you want to make sure they don't get a second shot. So are they overusing force? If it was just for shoplifting, and that's what people will say, this was just a shoplifting. It's not just a shoplifting anymore. It's assault with a deadly weapon, possibly attempted murder. This guy tried to stab them with a stabbing instrument. So it's not shoplifting, and that's where a lot of people who see videos want to blame cops. It was just a loud music call, and they killed the guy. Well, yeah, but the guy pulled out a gun and started shooting at him. It wasn't a loud music call. So you got to keep up with the ball. I know most of my regular viewers get it, but there's the drive-by liberals that don't get it.
Fucking hurt, didn't it? Am I bleeding?
He's bleeding, I think.
He's bleeding. Good.
Yeah, he's bleeding.
I didn't. Oh, you're a fucking idiot.
He might be bleeding. I'm surprised if he's not bleeding.
Fucking bite me, you piece of shit! Fucking bite me again! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back!
Okay. Punching in the face with two people holding him down and elbowing him in the head. Probably going to be looked at as unnecessary force. Remember, you can only use that force to overcome the resistance. This guy's trying to get up. So laying on him, holding him, doing twist locks is overcoming his resistance to get up. But he tried to bite you. Okay, that's another assault. You know, if he's got AIDS, you could get that. If he's got hepatitis, you know, any bloodborne pathogen disease, if he bites you, he can transmit it to you. Is that, I mean, you know, if a cop did that, he would say I was giving distracting blows to try and get him to loosen his grip from his constant resistance of failure to putting his hand behind his back. And if I can distract him, then we could move his hand behind his back. Is this, I mean, I don't think they ought to charge either one of these guys. I hope these guys don't get charged. Remember, this guy's the crook. He was stealing. These guys are working. I think when people committing crimes have anything done to them by people who are working, it's King's X. Tough luck. If you hadn't been committed the crime, none of this would have happened. I mean, that ought to be what people ought to be pushing our legislators to pass a law. If you're in commission of a crime, anything that happens after that's your fault, and you cannot sue anybody, and neither can your parents. That would stop a lot of this crap.
Ow! Hands behind your back! Get your hand behind your back! Hands behind your back!
That was crazy.
I can't breathe! I don't give a shit. Give me your hand.
I can't breathe. I don't give a shit. Well, if he dies, you'll give a shit. But again, heat of the battle. They're fighting for their life. They're like, this dude just tried to stab us. We don't have guns. We don't have vests. We don't have radios for backup. We're on our own. And all that's going to be looked at when a DA reviews this to see if this force was necessary or was it excessive.
Give me that hand!
What street are we on?
Give me that hand!
547 Stony Plain Road. 547
Give me that
Stony
hand!
Plain Road.
Give me that hand!
Ow! I'm not.
Hand behind your back right now.
Give me that hand!
Thank you. Hand behind your back.
Give me that hand!
I will!
Give me it then!
I
Let
can't!
it go!
You're on it!
Hand behind your back.
Okay, so they're both trying to work on the hands and the head. And I just did a video, I don't think I posted it yet, about locking, and I've talked about it before, the figure four. One of these guys could be on these guys' legs, cross those legs, and just kind of sit on those legs and bend them up to the center of his back. And he wouldn't be getting up. And then they could disengage and get his arms easier. But again, these guys are trained, and that's going to be considered in the use of force. When the DA looks at this, decide whether he's going to charge these guys for excessive force, all those things will be in play.
Give me that!
Hand behind
Give me
your
that
back.
hand!
Hand behind your back.
Give me
Stop
that
resisting.
hand.
Hand behind your back. Stop.
Ow! What the fuck?
Did you guys?
Now, if this guy doesn't make a statement, his attorney is going to say he didn't know who they were. He thought he was being robbed, and he stabbed him trying to defend himself because he thought he was being abducted. And that's going to muddy the water. So it's going to be real critical on any video evidence where these guys identified themselves, they had a conversation, he said, screw you, he tried to run. All those things will go in these guys' favor. But if they can't prove any of that, and his attorney gets to him and says, shut up, don't make a statement, and he says, I thought I was being robbed and I was just defending myself, he ain't getting charged with anything.
You got it?
I think so. Pull the fucking knife.
Good job,
Fucking
guys.
monkey. I got him, leave him. We're not fucking moving. Fucking
And
stay there.
I'll stick
Turn
around if you want. I've got
You
guys, what's the exact address? You just gave
Okay, so they got him in handcuffs, and, you know, lessons learned, I guess. You can take it for what it's worth. We'll end that there.